Late in last night's game, you might have noticed Tyreek Hill visibly upset with the way the game had gone, and for good reason. Things have not been, and see, he knows what to do. He's not talking to Mike McDaniel. He's talking behind him closely enough that McDaniel can hear him. See that? That's a smart move. That's a veteran move. I'm not going to go up and get in the coach's face, but I'm going to get just behind him so he knows I'm upset, Michael. And, look, this is not what the Dolphins expected. And all the concerns we articulated earlier in the show, not having a competent backup behind Tua, somebody who can come in and run the same offense. Tyreek's got to be thinking those things. The players have to be thinking those things. What are our leaders doing? We know we got a guy who's had concussions. How do we not have a better backup quarterback? Who in the hell is responsible for this mess? All due respect to Skylar Thompson and Snoop Huntley and Tim Boyle, we needed better if we were going to win games without Tua. So I can understand why he's upset.
Yeah, I'm with him too. I'm on Tyreek Hill's side here, and you're right. Veteran move, Mike, with Tyreek Hill going behind Mike McDaniel, but then Wes Welker's there, and he's kind of, hey Wes, if you hear this, you relay what I said to McDaniel. Here's Wes right there. So Wes is like, oh no, get me out of this. I don't want to be a part of this rant. Let me move aside. But I understand what he's ranting about because we all look at it and you've got a weapon like Tyreek Hill and you've got Jalen Waddle. You mean to tell me you can't do anything? And you got Mike McDaniel, who we've all praised as like a gifted offensive mind. You can't do anything to get those guys the ball? You can't. I'm talking about just putting the ball in Tyreek Hill's hands. There's no way that he should come out of a game with 4 receptions and 7 targets. I'm sorry. I'm going to double those targets. I'm going to do everything I can to get Tyreek Hill the ball because that's my only chance. I cannot with Tyler Huntley or Skylar Thompson or Tim Boyle. I don't have the ability to put together sustained drives. I don't. I know those guys can't do it. So I need explosive plays, and the only way to get explosive plays is to over-target Hill and Waddle.
Okay, a couple of things real quickly. If we can play that video, you might notice in the background Odell Beckham Jr., like 3 rows deep. And the look on his face is, that's been me before, and I'm glad it's not me now. See him back there? I'm glad it's not me. Yeah. I've been there, and I've done that, and I don't want to do it again. We need to hear from Mike McDaniel after the game. I don't know that Tyreek Hill spoke to reporters, but we found the McDaniel sound. Here's what he had to say about Tyreek being visibly upset.
I would expect him to be visibly upset at somebody. A lot of times guys can be, yelling at, he's a leader, and he wanted to do everything that he could to make sure the result wasn't that. And so there's, within the locker room, there's a lot of guys challenging each other, and we get an opportunity to see what we're made of for sure.
Now, here's the bottom line, Michael, and we've got the story up at PFT. I wrote it before I went to bed last night. I can already tell based on the numbers it's going to be our most trafficked story of the day by far. People are already suggesting trade Tyreek Hill back to the Chiefs. $48.1 million dead cap charge next year for the Dolphins if they would do it. And how do you recoup everything you gave up to get him? They gave up 5 draft picks to get him. The Chiefs aren't going to give that up. I know it's fun to talk about it and muse about it. I don't see how in the world they come up with a deal that would send him back to Kansas City, even though Kansas City clearly has a need.
No chance. No chance. The Dolphins wouldn't do it, and I don't think Kansas City would either. Now his value is diminished a bit, not because of who he is as a player, but because of the financial impact of it. But still, they don't have enough. Kansas City doesn't have enough, and I don't think Kansas City has a desire to do that right now.
They definitely need number 1, and he would definitely fill the void. But, yeah, they'll look elsewhere if and when we get the news that Rashee Rice is definitely done for the year, which hasn't happened yet, but I have a feeling we'll hear it sooner rather than later. We're going to take a break. We'll wrap up this Tuesday edition of PFT Live right after this. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.